graduates will little note or won't remember what's said here today, but a passing thought should be given to the question of what exactly are you graduating? You were in school last year, you're going to be in school next year. Last year you had 3 teachers, I guess next year you have 6, I'm not sure the exact punishment, but what so much has changed? What is this graduation? What is the siyum? What is the simcha? I think perspective could be given on a couple levels, a few levels. There's a medrash in Kairach, next week's parasha, Kairach. Medrash says that there were 3 quixotic characters that we find in Nach who were tremendous Talmidei Chachamim, incredible Talmidei Chachamim, but they're known for their failure. They aren't known for their success. And that's Kairach, Daig, and Achiteifel. It says all 3 of them had the same problem. They failed because of the same defect that was in their character. And it says like this. Let's take Daig and Achiteifel first. If you guys remember from Shmuel, Daig and Achiteifel were David's friends. Daig ended up as the head of the Sanhedrin. Achiteifel was tremendous Talmud Chacham, Atzas Katzas Hashem, wonderful. And nevertheless, they began to be right of David, and eventually they lost both their Elam Hazen and their Elam Haba. Why? The Medrash says it's like a beautiful house that they were building. If you look at their Torah, Talmidei Chacham are called Bainim. You build a beautiful edifice, and they build this tremendous skyscraper of Torah, but it was full of tevin, it was full of chaff. There was no room for the Torah to enervate their being, to get in and permeate them, because the original Nairis, the original, they weren't B'nai Torah to begin with, and the Torah stayed in Bachot. They had a lot of Torah, but it didn't seep in. Daig started out as a guy, so he didn't get rid of that completely rid himself of that original, those original hashkafas, those original psul. And Achiteifel, he was a child prodigy. By 8 years old, he was already married and on his way to spectacular career. But it stayed. It was chaff. The hashkafas that they were building, that Sassoon building on, were defective, and there was nothing. It remained there. And therefore, everything that happened afterwards, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And that was it. And so, part of the difference, I think, between what was and is, in high school, you'll learn a lot more facts than you learn in elementary school, Mitzvah Hashem, I think. But the hashkafas and the Yesodei HaEmunah and the Mahalach, the house cleaning, literally the house cleaning, getting rid of the chaff that happens in elementary school is so important. The Darkei HaTorah that you understand from Yeshiva's Darkei HaTorah is so important. That's worth making a siman, worth making graduation. There's another level to it, though. I think the Kairach was the third of these problematic characters, and Kairach, the Medrash says, also had his house filled with chaff for a slightly different reason. It says that he in Tzidkis, forget Torah, in Tzidkis, he was as great as our Shavatar, equal. But Lo Espanu Libo Min HaGaiva. Still, he had a little bit of the gaiva, the original gaiva didn't come out, and therefore it came out in a terrible way. Therefore, the Torah couldn't permeate his being. Maybe we could understand that by looking at the two chatoim that happened in Parshas Shlach. The first one was the Chet HaMeraglim. Chet HaMeraglim, Lashon Hara, they said terrible things. But the Ramban says that they didn't say anything that wrong, especially to begin with. You know, there were giants, and etc., and Eretz Yisrael. They didn't say anything that wrong, but Rishon Ma'aseh B'milas Efes. But the Rishis was, they added a word, but. But, you know, Eretz Yisrael is very nice, but. What's but? There's no buts. V'Hashem Zitanu, there's no problems. Our potential is limitless. Our potential, there is no limit to our potential. There's no problems. Hashem Zitanu. Unfortunately, the next Chet, the Ma'apilim, took it a little bit too literally. They said, okay, we're going into Eretz Yisrael. You're right, we did wrong, we're doing tshuva, we're going. Moshe Rabbeinu said, no, you lost your opportunity. They said, no, we're going. Goodbye goes, we're going. They lost it. Why? Because they didn't understand. Although a person is not a mugbal, a person is not limited, he's limitless. But he has to totally be machniya that potential to das Torah. Moshe says no, it's no. Kairach also, unlimited tzidkis, but he wasn't machniya himself to das Torah. He felt he could take it on himself. Let's go span little minagay. The total hachna to what is das Torah was the aside that had to be there that was missing by Kairach. Therefore, he didn't listen to Moshe Rabbeinu. That's the chaff in his house. And that type of house cleaning is also very important. That's part of the elementary school experience. Is total hachnot to das Torah is what the chinuch is in Darkei Torah. Completely, and that's important going forward looking forward into high school. You know, teenagers don't have the problem of the Chet HaMeraglim. Perhaps because of some subtle brain defect, they're not, Baruch Hashem, they aren't worried about Hagbal. What has to be, it has to be tempered by a hachno to das Torah. That comes from the chinuch of Darkei Torah. One more point, we could bring it a little bit deeper. Because really, if you look at the whole idea of a graduation, 8th grade graduation, it is a little bit demoralizing because let's face it, it comes from American culture. It comes from the fact that most American schools, you go from 8th grade, you know, a small elementary school into a huge high school. So we took it over. Is that right? Maybe these limudim are correct, and these differences between elementary school and high school are true. But can we do that? It's to put it differently, in a wider sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot handle the idea of 8th grade graduation. What's the answer? The answer is that we aren't the Amish. Amongst the Amish turn away from American culture completely, horse and buggy, etc. The Amish have something called